evening. I hope that you're having a fantastic Saturday evening so far. You are just in time for TV47 Weekend. Remember, you can interact with us at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. Tonight, political rifts widen as politicians acquire new homes and titles.
Sisi tukishika tamu ya utawala hao wezi wataingia ndani wote.
Mimi nataka niwaambie, niangalieni sura yangu hii. Hassan Ali Joho, mwaka wa 2022 mutanihesabu my friend.
We will be able to clinch that option.
The political dance is vigorous. Are Kenyans dancing to the tune? Also, IEBC, EACC and ODPP assure Kenyans of a free, fair and peaceful election.
Sasa tutafanya ile tunaita mass voter registration.
Tumekuja na regulations kadhaa ambayo itakuwa inawasaidia polisi na prosecutors watakavyoweza kuendesha kazi zao.
This in the wake of fears that the polls could be the most divisive in Kenya's modern history. Plus, the hospitality industry continues to grapple with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I think the tourism industry is burying its head in the sand.
This as stakeholders ditch the industry for other business. Welcome to the broadcast. Minimbesa is our sign language interpreter. I am Muthoni Maina. Starting off, political leaders today traversed different parts of the country with corruption and BBI bill dominating their campaigns. Our reporter Josh Ansari kept track of the campaign trail, and as he reports, National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi revealed that he will be contesting for the country's top job in the 2022 elections.
As the 2022 election draws closer, political activities have intensified. Speaking in Mombasa County, ODM leader Raila Odinga promised Kenyans that he will weed out corruption and arrest the culprits if elected president. The former Prime Minister at the same time criticized DP William Ruto's style of politics. On his part, ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi pitched tent in Nakuru, where the economic debate dominated his speech.
Mambo ya ufisadi ndiyo imeathiri maendeleo katika taifa letu. Kenya haina haja ya kwenda kukopesha pesa mahali popote. Tuko na pesa ya kutosha. Ama sivyo? Sasa unaona hao vile anapiga kifua. Sisi tukishika tamu ya utawala hao wezi wataingia ndani wote.
We must find ways of increasing efficiency, dealing with corruption, dealing with misappropriation, lower the burden on the people of Kenya and lower the tax.
Elsewhere, Deputy President William Ruto met with at least 200 MCAs from the Mount Kenya region at his current residence, where he promised to eradicate poverty if elected president, with the DP insisting that he will not be intimidated with his opponents.
Don't sell us ethnic alliances, please. Don't sell us fear. Don't sell us blackmail. Hata mkuwe na uwezo kiasi gani, hata mkuwe na deep state na hiyo ingine mnaita system, lakini wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya watajiamulia viongozi wao na watajiamulia sera ambayo itapeleka taifa letu mbele.
Serikali lazima sisi tuiunde. Unajua kuna wengi wamekuwa, Your Excellency, they are not sure. I am very shocked that politicians are not reading the sign of the times properly.
With the cracks witnessed in Mount Kenya region growing wider, Mathira MP Wailat Karen said a move by businessman Jimmy Wanjigi to vie for presidency in 2022 will divide the central region further.
Of Meru na Embu walikuwa wameanza kulete msukasuko ati sisi East. It is a scheme to divide the mountain.
Jubilee imekufa. Buliona ilianguka Gaturi, ikaanguka sijui wapi. Potea uingie UDA.
At the same time, Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho made his intention clear today by insisting that he will be a presidential candidate in the 2022 elections.
Mimi nataka niwaambie, niangalieni sura yangu hii. Hassan Ali Joho, mwaka wa 2022 mutanihesabu my friend. Mutanihesabu.
Na nyinyi wa Pwani, na waomba ruhusa, muruhusu tutembee na Joho huko juu.
Also on the campaign trail was National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, who revealed that he is eyeing the country's top seat.
Very, very clear in my mind. With your support and your prayers, we will be able to clinch that top seat.
Just a day after the BBI appeal case came to a close, a section of Bungoma leaders, led by Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula and the Kimilili MP Didmas Barasa, have urged the appellate judges to make a wise decision that will satisfy Kenyans on 20th of next month.
I want to urge Kenyan leaders, respect the due process of the law. Let's wait for the judges to give us their verdict, and anybody who will be aggrieved by that verdict has an opportunity and the right and the freedom to go to the Supreme Court.
So they must make a decision on the basis of the evidence that has been provided, not on the basis of intimidation and the coercion that they will receive from those who are temporarily in power.
Joash Onsare, TV 47.
Indeed, such an intricate report there on the game plan of 2022. Now, still on matters 2022, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has assured Kenyans of a free, fair and peaceful election amid fears of a divisive election. And as David Muthoka reports, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, together with the Director of Public Prosecutions, have assured Kenyans that next year's general elections will go down in history as one of the best polls in the country's electoral history.
Barely 13 months to the next general elections, preparations for the much-anticipated polls have continued to gain momentum. With all eyes set on the polls, stakeholders, the IEBC and the Director of Public Prosecutions have assured Kenyans of a free, fair and peaceful election. The two offices pledging to combine efforts to ensure the polls go down as one of the country's best in its electoral history.
Ukiangalia upande wetu sisi tumekuja na regulations kadhaa ambayo itakuwa inawasaidia polisi na prosecutors watakavoweza kuendesha kazi zao. Tumekutana pia na watu civil society kuhakikisha kwamba inafahamika na wananchi wanafahamu haki zao wakati wa election itakapokuja.
The electoral body IEBC has revealed that it is seeking to have the Elections Act implemented before August 9th next year. The move is touted as a major stride in the fight against electoral violence that has dogged the country for decades. IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati has also stated that the electoral body will soon be on a charm offensive to register at least 4 million young voters, decrying how financial constraints have seen IEBC register less than 150,000 voters since 2018.
Sasa tutafanya ile tunaita mass voter registration. Na hiyo inamaanisha kuwa tunaenda kwa kila ward, kila soko ili kuambia Wakenya wakuje wajiandikishe. Na tuna imani kuwa kufikia wakati tuna roll out hiyo program watu watajitokeza, na walijitokeza 2017 wakajiandikisha. Na tuna imani kuwa tutapata ile kiwango ya watu ambayo tumesema.
This comes amid fears that the IEBC is not prepared to hold the next general elections, with Amani National Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi poking holes on the voter registration process.
Na la kusikitisha tulisikia kwamba yule ambaye anasajili watu, yule ambaye hutoa ID cards, tangu uchaguzi uliopita mpaka sasa wanasema ID karibu milioni 5 mpya zimetolewa kwa Wakenya.
The electoral body is also on the spot over its lack of quorum amid plans to ensure that it meets the 5 commissioners threshold. David Mudhoka, TV47.
Now off from political matters, the hospitality industry continues to grapple with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as Patronila Goren reports, cancellation of hotel bookings and revenue loss has prompted stakeholders to ditch the industry in search of other lucrative businesses.
COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the hotel and tourism industry, with stakeholders in the industry scratching their heads over their next move. Majority of employees have been greatly affected. A good number on unpaid leave, while others are on half salary.
We've had a little bit of business. What has that done? That has really just kept the morale up. It has not paid expenses. It cannot by far pay our expenses. So as a company, for example, my company, we've kept on 80% of our staff are still employed. Yes, on reduced salaries.
So, is it COVID-19 related effects pushing experienced hoteliers out of the industry? What is ailing the industry? According to the former general manager of Kilua Resort Hassan Faisalu, who now runs holiday homes, the current traveler requires personalized attention which cannot be found in major hotels.
I think the tourism industry is burying its head in the sand, and we need to speak the truth. I was a GM in a 5-star hotel. These 5-star hotels that you're looking at, in my own opinion, they cannot survive 3 years ahead. It is clear, because you cannot go and stay in a hotel and pay 25,000 a night or 30,000 a night, and this is the same amount of money that you'd stay in an apartment or a villa, which will take you for 3, 4, 5 days. So Airbnb, homestays, villas and apartments is what is now taking over the tourism industry in the country.
The future is still uncertain, I would say, because we don't know exactly when, for example, when we are projecting now, when do we expect the recovery of tourism? Is in next year is an election, and we are not looking at 2022 to recover. Probably after the election it will take gradual, probably 2024, and then that's a long period. So even that one, we are not very much certain what will happen after that. So probably everyone is trying to project what is the scenario, best scenario, what is likely to be outcome.
The former regional manager of Flamingo Beach Hotel by Pride Inn in Mombasa, Victor Shitaka, says the young generation travelers have become more exquisite and hence exploring other avenues other than mainstream hotels.
When you have international tourists coming to the hotel, they want to lounge by the pool and feel the sun. But the younger people, the younger generation who are now going out, the business people who are coming in, they come for leisure. That's business and leisure. So the time they spend in the rooms or in the hotel has reduced. They are out. They're looking for business opportunities. They're going out to meet other friends. So because there's so many alternatives. Okay, there's cottages that have come up, there's apartments that have come up, there's Airbnb, and because of the increase of the offers, yes, this has affected the mainstream hotel.
Will the conferences therefore sustain the already ailing industry?
When it comes to meetings and MICE, so events, weddings and everything, they still need the strength, if I may use the word, the strength of a big hotel to cater.
Everybody who comes to the conference does not want to stay in the 5-star hotels. They're asking for a per diem. They want to book lower hotels so that they can save. So it is very tricky. No matter what you try to do, the person has got a right to decide where they're going to stay. So you're going to pay them per diem, and they're going to stay in Mtwapa or Nyali or in Shanzu. You cannot control it, but they will come for the meeting. So hotels' rooms will still be empty.
According to Adamji, there is need for the hotel industry to become creative and adopt different modes of operations, as the preferences of some travelers have since changed, especially with COVID-19 pandemic.
There will be parallel paths in tourism. The mainstream shall remain. People will come in and will want to go into a resort because that's what they're used to. And then, you just have to get creative and learn from other parts of the world. What is some hotel in Dubai doing, or some hotel in Mauritius or the Maldives? These are all countries in the world that have large inventories, So are they just going to shut them down? No.
Hotel industry key players are now worried by the trend of unregistered holiday homes, citing that if not regulated, it will immensely sink the industry into deep waters.
It is unfair for all these Airbnbs, all these cottages, all these homes that are coming out, and because they are not registered, they are not paying tax. And in this way, the government is forced to increase taxes to the people who want to comply.
The relevant regulatory bodies in the tourism industry are now tasked with ensuring cottages and other relevant types of accommodation abide by the rules to ensure a fair playground in the hotel industry. As the debate continues on the life expectancy of the mainstream hotel industry against niche tourism, only time will tell once the tourism sector is fully back on its feet. Patronila Goren for TV47 in Mombasa County.
The load has traversed as stakeholders feel the pinch, making them ditch the hospitality industry. Now that report takes us for a short break. We'll be right back with more. Just stay with us. Coming up.
Tumehuzunika sana na tumtaki kwa hii shule aende.
Drama unfolds in Busia County after parents chase away the school head teacher.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali, tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 utunukiwe Credo Double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Niko nyumbani, ndio napika chakula kidogo hapo. Sasa nikaa simu iko off. Ndio baadaye nipoweka on, nikaambiwa tumekutafuta sana, uko wapi?
Leo umejishidia home makeover. What? Pesa ngapi babe?
200,000 Kenya shillings baba.
Kuamini kusema ukweli.
Kusema ukweli
sikuamini kwa sababu kasema siku hizi kuna watu wengi wanapigia tu simu.
Tuelezee kwa kifupi tu. 200k utaibadilishaje hapo kwako?
Utaangalia kama biashara, sasa kuna biashara ndogo unaweza kufanya, at least kaanzisha hata kama pengine ni kuuza vitu kwa duka hivi kidogo hivi. Nataka kuambia watu wa Mombasa kwamba loto ni kweli, sio ndoto. Hata kama umecheza mara nyingi lakini usife moyo.
Pia niwaambie kwamba wakumbuke wakati wote ambapo wanacheza loto. 25%
ni kweli
ya hiyo amount inaendanga kwa Lotto Foundation.
Kweli kwa sababu hiyo Lotto Foundation ndio nitia moyo pia, sababu nishaona vile mnasaidia watu. Kwa kama niona siku moja police station mpeleka matanki ya maji.
Changamka, cheza Lotto.
Changamka, cheza Lotto.
My name is Gladys Buyaki Omuria. I am a designer. I joined Stima Sacco in 2014. I have taken business expansion loans which helped me to purchase this land you are seeing here. From the Sacco again, I got a Makazi Power loan which I used to construct the house you are seeing. They are happy to be in their home. Even if we have not completed, they are very happy. We have benefited so much with my family. They have seen how I have grown with Stima Sacco. We were even praying for a car, then we got. Please just join Stima Sacco. Don't be afraid of how little your money is. You will go far with Stima Sacco.
We are Stima Sacco, a true reflection of you.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Today I'm going to show you how to make NutriPro porridge. Unlike other porridges, you don't need to boil the water first before you put in the flour. So to make 4 cups of NutriPro for my family, we are going to need 4 cups of cold water. Add 1 cup of NutriPro flour. Stir until the mixture is even. Place it on medium heat. Occasionally stir your mixture until you bring it to a boil. Looks perfect. Time to serve. Remember, 4 cups of cold water for every 1 cup of NutriPro flour. It's that simple.
A quality product from Tropical Brand. Watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Now, ODM leader Raila Odinga now says there is need for the government to provide Kenyans with subsidized insurance medical covers. Speaking during the issuance of NHIF cards to Mvita residents in Mombasa County, the ODM leader further said majority of Kenyans are unable to access healthcare services due to high costs, urging the government to come up with a program that will address the issue.
There is evidence that there are people who avoid going to health facilities, even though they need the services because they fear the costs associated with such a visit. In the current pandemic, tens of hundreds of Kenyans have died simply because they could not afford hospital fees, even when they could access the facilities. Kenyans are crying for and deserve insurance subsidies that cover their inpatient and outpatient health needs in both public and private hospitals.
Kwanza, kitu kilituleta hapa leo ni kupatia watu wetu huduma bora ya afya. Tukubaliane hapo, sivyo? Kupatiana huduma bora ya afya. Sasa sisi hapa kama Mombasa, mimi nilikuwa naongea na CEO wa NHIF na akaniambia kwamba katika watu ambaye ama hospitali zinafanya kazi na NHIF, hospitali yetu ya Coast General iko namba 4. And I want to tell you, kwa huduma ambayo tunapeana sasa, kwa teknolojia ambayo tumeweka sasa, kwa madaktari.
Now on to the western region, where majority of students in Kakamega County have been forced to miss school due to the infestation of jiggers in the area. Speaking at Ibokolo Primary School in Butere, Kakamega County, Community Coordinator Boniface Ngashara said poverty, lack of coordination between families and education stakeholders has hampered efforts to rid the area of the jiggers. Violet Oma with the details.
It was all smiles for 50 pupils from Ibokolo Primary School after receiving free medical care in school. Irene Bosire says many affected pupils lose concentration in class and many are unable to engage in any sporting activity in school following jigger infestation.
Wakiwa darasani hawezi kuwa makini. Unapata kuwa hata kushika kalamu inakuwa ni shida. Unapata kuwa mikono yao wameathirika na funza. Wanashika kalamu na inaanguka kwa sababu hawezi shikilia vizuri. Upande wa miguu utapata kuwa saa zile mwalimu anafundisha darasani, mwanafunzi yuko pale anachukuna kwa sababu funza wamemfamia na hawezi hata kuwa makini. Utapata ni vigumu sana kucheza kwa sababu hata kutimua mbio inakuwa ni swala gumu sana. Hata kugonga mpira ni jambo gumu sana. Kwa hivyo tunapata kuwa kuanzia sasa watakuwa katika upande mzuri wa kufanya michezo yao bila wasiwasi wowote.
Anne Onzia, a parent in the school, says many affected families suffer in silence due to stigma.
Watoto hawa, unajua shida ya watoto wakienda shule darasani, wakikaa funza zikianza kuwauma, wanasikia vibaya, wanaanza usingizi kulala. Sasa vile tunafanya hii kazi, tunajua watoto watasoma vizuri, na nataka watoto waendelee na masomo na wakuwe mstari ya mbele, wasijikune miguu, ili waangalie upande wa kitabu, watakuwa raisi, magavana wa kesho, wa MCA wa kesho.
The community coordinator, Boniface Ngashira, who organized the event, castigated area leaders for turning a blind eye on the menace.
Mumias na Butere kuna shule mingi zimeathirika. So far nimekutana na shule karibu 30 ambazo zimeathirika sana na hili swala la funza.
He has urged the government through the Ministry of Health to intervene by setting up an anti-jiga fund that will in turn create an enabling environment for learners.
Ningeomba serikali kama ingeongeza fedha kwa mashule, fedha at least wa mambo na afya, pia ikuwe inashughulikiwa na serikali, itakuwa mzuri sana juu kuna wanafunzi wengi sana hapa Western ambao wameathirika sana.
Ibokolo Primary School is just but one among many schools that have been infested by jiggers in Kakamega County. Reporting for TV47, I'm Violet Auma.
Now, drama unfolded at the St. Mary's Primary School in Nambale, Busia County, after parents chased away the school's head teacher. The parents cited immorality as they accused the teacher of defiling a pupil at the school. The angry parents chased the tutor, who was out on bail, forcing him to seek refuge at the Nambale police station.
Amerudi tena yule ambaye anawasimamia, tafadhali. Kama ni wewe ama ni whoever.
Obanda alikuwa mwalimu wetu mzuri, tulikuwa tunampenda, lakini kitendo yenye amefanyia sisi wazazi kuchukua mtoto mdogo, tumehuzunika sana. Na tumtaki kwa hii shule aende. Hatumtaki kabisa.
Tangia tuanze kuzaa na kuleta watoto hapa, hatujaiona mwalimu yeyote mwenye mai chukua mtoto kutongoza ama kurepu mtoto kupeleka kwa baa. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wazazi wa St. Mary's tuko na uchungu sana. Hatutaki Obanda, tunataka Obanda aende.
Obanda amechukua mtoto, hata sasa kama anasema hataka kufanya kitendo. Alianjaje kuchukua mtoto akampeleka kwa baa? Wakati ambao mtoto alichukua hapa barua, angewacha tu mtoto hapa aende. Hatumtaki tu aende. Mama amefanya hapa miaka enda miaka rudi. Hatujaona hii. Tumepata aibu. Mimi sasa mzazi miezi 9, mtu kuniharibia mtoto wangu. Sitaki aende.
Mwalimu hata nyang'anyo hiyo kazi asiwe mwalimu tena, asiitwe mwalimu, kwa sababu kiwa mtoto mdogo umefunza mtoto na unaenda kurepu mtoto, hii uwezekani. Ingekuwa sisi boda tungekuwa tumeshikwa kitambo. Tumeozea ndani sababu tumerepu.
Now that report takes us for yet another short break. We will be right back with more. To stay tuned.
So, did you hear about the farmer who was trying dairy farming? Turns out he didn't have mushroom. Well, wacha hizo. I know I'm utterly hilarious from my head. Tomatoes. Nitaacha na kudragon na hizi farming joke. I was only trying kukuchekesha. Okay, I'll stop. I know my joke is funny. But I know you'll want to know the different kinds of farming we have here on Kilimo Diaries. Join me, Sandra Wahito, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on TV.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. Playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Color every moment.
Hata unataka nikufe kabla ni I don't like it. I don't. Miss Kai na hipo ikitokelezea ivuruche simu yangu. So, those who know me will tell you I'm not a lover of large volumes of water. But for you, we rob the different just to make sure that we bring you the experience. We educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you.
That it's not political and it can do something.
As we sail the boat of Morning Cafe to enlighten you, entertain you, and inform you every Monday to Friday, only on TV.
Sikize. Kwanza nataka kusema jambo moja, tumepata kwenye
for persons under the age of 18. You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Now, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya has said members of the county assembly in all 47 counties will be pensionable if legislation to that effect is passed in county assemblies. Oparanya said the pension fund will be of great benefit, especially to some of the former MCAs languishing in poverty. Violet Oma with a report.
Speaking during a meeting between the county executive and members of the county assembly, Oparanya said the Council of Governors sought advice from the Attorney General, who directed counties to pass legislation and provide a framework on the fund.
We feel the pension is very critical to everybody. It is happening at the national level. It should also happen to the county level. We have pursued this issue with the national government, but all the time they have been reluctant. And we decided, let us do it as county after getting an advice from the Attorney General.
He said the pension fund have been instrumental in helping Kenyans who are in financial distress, especially now with adverse effects of COVID-19, where many have lost jobs.
You can see members of the county assembly who never met it this time. If you meet them, you can sympathize with them.
Khalaba MCA Boniface Osanga said the legislation is long overdue as members of the county assemblies have been discriminated against while members of parliament get the pension.
We felt it is discriminatory for the members of parliament, members of senate, the president, the deputy president to have a pension scheme. While people who work at the counties, they don't have that privileges to have their own pension scheme.
Kakamega Assembly Speaker Maurice Buluma says they will fast-track the process to ensure better lives for county leaders after their term of service.
It is not a new bill. It is actually borrowing very heavily from the bill, the pension bill, that affects members of parliament at this time. So the conditions are likely to be the same. You must have served for 2 terms as a member of county assembly.
Kakamega County Attorney Vivian Mbaka said the bill will be subjected to public participation before its enactment into law.
After we come up with the zero draft, we will submit it to the relevant departments for review. After the document is reviewed by the relevant departments, it will be taken to the county assembly for discussion at the house, and later on public participation, and the bill will then be assented into law.
Each county is expected to pass its own legislation. According to the Retirement Benefits Authority, only 20% of working Kenyans have formal pension schemes. Violet Auma, TV47, Kakamega.
From pension schemes to dry taps, as an elderly couple in Embu County is now demanding for justice after losing 44 acres of land over 8,000 shillings debt. Elsewhere in Busia County, residents have lamented over water scarcity, accusing the county government of failing them. And in Murang'a County, 2 organizations have embarked on training Kenyans at grassroots levels on governance. This story was produced by Jessica Nanjendo.
An elderly couple in Bere, Embu County is calling for the government to help them repossess their 44.5 acres of land that was grabbed over school fees arrears. The family claims that their father, Njeru Muirore, had borrowed 8,000 Kenya shillings from a school teacher in 1983 to pay school fees for his son. It was then that the piece of land was listed as collateral to secure the loan, but Muirore's children insist that the agreement was not put down on paper.
Hakuna mahali walikuwa ameandikania ati ni samba, ilikuwa tu akishindwa alipe ile samba.
Na hiyo maandizi hata wa leo tukiifuata hatunjawahi pata.
When it was time to pay the debts, the teacher declined the money and forced them out of their land in 2001.
Lakini tulipoweza kulipa tukampelekea zile pesa alikata.
Vile naweza kuomba mjamaa kwa serikali mafuatilie hii maneno.
Elsewhere in Busia town, residents in Busia County have been forced to seek alternative means of water supply following the disconnection of the town's main water source 2 months ago. Businesses in the border town bear the heavier brunt, with traders and residents now calling on the government's intervention to tame the water crisis.
Choo yenyewe ambayo iko ndani ya soko haina maji. Soko lenyewe halina maji.
Kwa muda ya miezi 2 tangi ziko hapo, lakini hatuoni chochote. Kwa hivyo afya yetu ndio ya muhimu.
Authorities, however, have said that the water shortage is due to residents' defaults in the electricity payment.
Ninapoongea, Buasco consumers wa Buasco wana deni la milioni 87.
And finally, in Murang'a County, Ahadi Kenya and Trust Ford organizations have planned to engage community health volunteers and social workers in educating people in villages about duties and responsibilities of government officers and those of elected leaders.
This program is being sponsored by Ford Foundation. It is to educate the social workers, volunteers, and community health workers on democracy and governance.
Kamau said that the 2 organizations will first train the volunteers before they are deployed to sensitize people about their democratic rights.
Moving on, the family of missing security expert Mwenda Mbinjiwe now wants the government to intervene and help them find their kin who has been missing for the past 3 weeks. John Kania now reports.
For the first time, the family of security expert Mwenda Mbinjiwe has appealed to the government to intervene to enable them trace the whereabouts of their kin 3 weeks after he was reported missing. Mbinjiwe disappeared on June 12 when traveling from Nairobi to Meru after completing a training session in Nairobi. The relatives have expressed their concern about his disappearance.
Nicholas reported the matter, and then DCI took it over. On Sunday, the 20th June, we as a family, we went to Nairobi. We traveled to Nairobi on Monday morning, visiting the DCI's office and the quarters, Kiambu Road. After which we were sent to DCI, Nairobi area, and then to the Central Police in DCI office, where we met the investigating officer, and in both offices were positively working towards Mwenda Mbinjiwe's issue.
So tukatoka hapa tukaenda Central, tukaona DCIO. So akatuambia file iko hapa. They are still wanaunganisha hizo dots. Kamwambia kama kuna kitu iko, the biological mother with the family, at least hata sisi tunaweza pewa briefing kidogo tukae tukijua. So ilihangi hivyo tu. Hiyo time yote tumezunguka Nairobi for like 1 good week. Tumehang, tuko in the darkness, hakuna kitu kingine tuko na up to date.
The family says it reported the matter to Intelligence Department, where the detectives probing the matter informed them that the search for Mbijewe had begun. The family has also asked the international agencies to intervene to help them find their kin whose whereabouts remain unknown.
Kwa hivyo ninataka kusema kwamba in case the government of Kenya has got no machinery to see where Mwenda is, of which we know that they know, then let me request the international community to venture in, waweze kusaidia apatikane. Haja yetu sisi ni kumuona au kusikia kwa mahali fulani. Ikiwa kuna kitu chochote ambazo serikali maybe wanachunguza kwake, then let them tell us exactly ako mahali fulani, tunataka yeye tujue 1 2 3.
Naongeanga na Mwenda sana, he is very free na mimi, lakini siku hiyo alienda missing, hakunipigia simu. Mimi yule mama alinipigia simu, ni step mother Agnes Karwitha, nimesema hivyo. Akaniambia Mwenda alikuwa akuja last evening lakini hakufika. So sasa hiyo ndio tulianza sasa kupigania simu, tukiulizana kama iko gari imepatikana imepata accident. Unajua sikuwa nafikiria kama Mwenda anaweza kuwa kidnapped ama kitu kama hiyo, sikufikiria.
According to Bijewe's mother,